We're going to start, though, with the search for answers after that deadly and horrific church attack.
That's right. At least 4 people were killed in a shooting and fire on Sunday in Michigan. 8 others were hurt. It happened at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, also known as the Mormon Church in Grand Blanc. That's just south of Flint. The suspect has been identified as 40-year-old Marine veteran who served in Iraq. Police say he drove a pickup truck into the church before firing at people with an assault rifle. Authorities say he also set that church on fire before being killed by police.
We do not know the motive. The FBI is investigating the incident as a, quote, act of targeted violence. In a social media post on Sunday, President Trump wrote in part, quote, pray for the victims and their families. This epidemic of violence in our country must end immediately. NBC News correspondent Adrian Broadus is in Grand Blanc, Michigan for us. Also with us, NBC News national law enforcement and intelligence correspondent Tom Winter. Adrian, we'll start with you. We got an update from police just over an hour or so ago. What more did we learn about the state of the investigation?
A bit of good news, Kate, considering everything that has unfolded in the past 24 hours. Authorities say they believe they have accounted for everyone, and that is critical because through the night and earlier this morning, they were searching the church, still looking for people they believed who may have been missing. They feared they would likely find more bodies in that rubble, but at this hour, they're saying everyone has been accounted for. The investigation and trying to determine a motive still continues. We also learned more about some of the victims. We know there were hundreds of people, according to members of law enforcement, inside of the church when that 40-year-old shooter drove his vehicle through the front doors, got out of his vehicle, and started shooting. We learned a short time ago the youngest victim, a 6-year-old, and those receiving treatment range in age from 6 to 78. Here's more of what members of law enforcement told us.
Evil. This was an evil act of violence. That's exactly what this was. Grand Blanc Township police officers, the community of Grand Blanc Township, we're hurting. And we know that you are hurting as well with us.
The scene is still active behind me, and the FBI is on the ground leading this investigation, Kate.
To the point of the investigation, Tom, let's bring you in because we mentioned the suspect does have a military background. What more have we learned about him?
Yeah, he's known to local community as Thomas Jacob Sanford, and this individual has a robbery arrest as well as an operating under the influence arrest, according to police there. What isn't known is that motive, and what isn't known is what got this person from somebody who appeared to have family in the area, connections in the area, somebody who served in the U.S. military, to get to a point where they thought the best thing to do yesterday was to drive into this church and carry out this horrific shooting and attack, and by the way, involving arson and fire, something we've started to see more in attacks in this country, something we've certainly seen abroad. So that's a concerning issue as well for law enforcement. You're looking there at the Michigan State Police and what they had to bring out to his home. You know, they weren't sure if there were any devices that were found inside the home because the ATF is actively investigating several improvised explosive devices they say were there at the church, and so they're combing through that. They believe he used gasoline as an accelerant. So this is obviously somebody who prepared for this. You don't have to be a detective to know that. And the big question going forward is, when did this start? Who knew what? And is there anybody who should have sounded the alarm sooner? On top of that, the purchase of the weapon, how was he able to get that? Most likely it was purchased legally, but that's information they'll want to track down as well. So still definitely some things to know about here. I think more concerning to all of us is the idea of multiple church shootings here just in the last month. That's certainly concerning.
Oh, absolutely. Tom Winter, Adrian Broadus, thank you both.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.